Hello and welcome to this video tutorial series designed to teach you the fundamentals of 3D Studio Max. In this first tutorial we're going to be breaking down the user interface and explaining what each section of it does. So let's begin. At the top here you've got the menu bar. The menu bar is just a collection of tools and functions that 3D Studio Max can perform. You can also create new scenes from here, save your projects, and import and export objects as well through that. Below the menu bar we have this main toolbar. This main toolbar is a collection of the most commonly used tools available to you. So we have tools like the select tool, the select and move tool, the select and rotate tool, and the select and scale tool. Below that we have the graphite modeling tools, but we're not going to be going through those. The main part of your screen is taken up by these four viewports: the top viewport, the front viewport, the left viewport, and the perspective viewport. These viewports are different views of your scene or your object. The perspective viewport is different to these other three viewports in that it is an actual 3D view of your scene or object, whereas the top viewport and the front viewport and the left viewport are 2D representations of your 3D object or scene. So, here on the right hand side we have the command panel. The command panel has 6 tabs which each contain different utilities. The first tab is the create tab. In the create tab you can create 3D objects, 2D objects, lights, cameras, and other things. You can switch between the tabs by left clicking on them. Left clicking on each of these icons will change the contextual menu below. You can see the create tab has geometry, which is your 3D objects, shapes, which are your 2D objects, lights, which are lights, and cameras, which are cameras. The modify tab is where you can access properties of objects, like its size, its length, its width, etc. You can also add modifiers. We'll go through what modifiers are in a later tutorial, but from this drop down list you can add modifiers to your objects. The last part of the user interface is this lower interface. This lower interface is mainly used for animation. You can see the timeline with a scrubber at the bottom, and your auto key buttons and your set key buttons. You also have these output boxes which output certain information, like you can see I have nothing selected and I have a box selected here. The bottom right hand corner of the lower interface is dedicated to viewport navigation. We'll be going through viewport navigation in the next tutorial.